Welcome everyone to another episode of Parker's podcast. And this was not an episode that I had planned to record, but something has happened in the last week, and I talked about it on my weather blog on Weather Together as well as my Substack newsletter. But I also wanted to record this PSA in the form of a podcast so that I can get the truth and accurate information out there and ensure that rumors and inaccurate information will not be spread concerning this recent incident. Before I do that, I want to thank the folks at Accordance Bible Software for providing the microphone that I use to record Parker's podcast with. During the month of September, you can pick up the basic starter collection from Accordance for only $9.99. That gives you the Accordance Bible Software app and engine, as well as a collection of all sorts of Bible study materials valued at over $239. Plus, if you know anyone that speaks Spanish during the month of September, the Spanish Specialty Starter, their newest package, is on sale for only $59.50, and it has a wealth of materials available for the Spanish-speaking individual. So check out both of those at accordancebible.com today. So the big announcement that came down this past week is I am no longer working at Earth Networks, also Davis Instruments, also known as AEM. And so what happened was I was an IT consultant with the company for around 20 years. And this past week, AEM, which is Earth Networks and Davis Instruments' parent company, terminated their consulting agreement with me. It's effective at the end of the month, but I've been going through a transitional phase to wind down and wrap up everything with them, so I'm no longer involved in any day-to-day work. It's just been, turning in the work-issued computer and getting everything wrapped up. I don't even have access to any company logins or company email or information there. So I originally began working for Earth Networks when it was known as AWS and WeatherBug. I started when I was a teenager, and I was originally an internal employee or an intern with them. Worked under a really great manager who was the vice president and CTO of the company. But then I was moved to an outside IT consultant because at the time WeatherBug was wanting to get into what was called WeatherBug Home. They were partnering up with SmartThings, and they wanted me to test the whole WeatherBug Home SmartThings integration. And during that time, an internal employee couldn't be reimbursed for the products, and since SmartThings was a third-party manufacturer, WeatherBug didn't actually have the kits there to send out, and so I had to order the SmartThings hardware myself and be reimbursed through it, and the only way that could be done was as a outside IT consultant instead of an internal employee. And so that's when I became a consultant for them. And when the WeatherBug brand was sold to XAD, also known as Ground Truth, I actually stayed on at the mothership at Earth Networks because I did not want to go into the advertising sales business, even though Earth Networks was still powering the data in the WeatherBug app. The main focus of WeatherBug moving forward was advertising sales. I wanted to stay on with weather, so I stayed on what I call the mothership at Earth Networks. And I continued to handle activities such as I produced webinars, I trained government agencies, which led to some major upsells of the company, like with the federal government, instead of them just buying lightning data from Earth Networks and incorporating it into their own mapping software. They ended up buying the whole package through Earth Networks. I produce screencast videos, documentation, product manuals, And even for a while, I was handling some frontline email support for Davis Instruments, which dramatically sped up the response time for their email support. And so, for starters, if anyone has any questions about Davis weather stations or Earth networks, I know people used to email me or call me those questions. I'm no longer in a position where I can answer those, so I ask people, you're welcome to speak with me on a personal level, but please do not call or text or email me with questions regarding Davis weather stations or Earth networks. I'm no longer in a position to be able to answer those. Long term, I'm going to be in a better position moving forward. When I started off at AWS and WeatherBug and Earth Networks at a low pay as a teenager and intern, I did continue to receive below minimum wage payment from the client, even post graduation of my PhD program and my master's and PhD program. But the company was securing massive contracts and paying other colleagues that I would work with in the trenches substantially more. Plus, we did have some issues with outstanding and late invoices each month from the client. And for a while, for a little over a year now, the client was trying to kind of transition this relationship more from a consultant-client relationship to functioning more as an employer-employee relationship. It was really outside the bounds of my consultant agreement, and also could have caused some issues with my current full-time employment. So the situation would have impacted my physical and spiritual health long term. We tried from the consulting service side to restore that consultant-client relationship with the client, but the client decided to simply terminate the agreement and part ways instead. So moving forward, this is going to place me in a better position to work with companies. I can work either as a consultant or an employee in a position and salary that's going to be more aligned with my degree as a PhD in systematic theology with a minor in biblical theology, plus my MDiv in biblical languages, with better overall structure and better for my overall health and well-being. Had a long road and accumulated about 20 years of work experience and product knowledge during my time there. At Earth Networks and AEM and Davis Instruments, and I had the opportunity to work alongside some great colleagues. Unfortunately, did not have the opportunity to say goodbye to any of my current colleagues. I got to serve a wealth of customers over the years, and for all of you that were customers that I had the chance to serve, I'm honored to have had the privilege and honor to serve you as a customer over all these years, and have that opportunity to work on your behalf, and I really appreciate it. I'm doing well financially. I am still employed full-time with Accordance Bible Software. Short term, I'm going to be focusing the bulk of my efforts on my work there, but I am in a position where I could take on some part-time side work, either as a consultant or even as a part-time employee for another organization who can make use of my talent and services while also serving Accordance's family of customers as well. For anyone interested in learning more about me, seeing my resume, my academic CV, it's available on my website, parkernathan.com. We just recently redid the entire website. We moved it over to Wix. It was on UK servers. We moved it back to US servers. We've gone with Wix, given the website a complete overhaul. It's faster, better performance now. It has some new information on there as well. And I would also recommend following me there, see what the next chapter will be in my life. I am going to continue to write for my newsletter. I will continue producing podcasts like I've been doing as well. I'm also going to still continue posting weekly weather reports on my weather blog at Weather Together. I'll have a little less weather data than I did in the past. I have to make some adjustments there because I'm not going to have access to quite the amount of weather data that I did. Plus, my Earth Networks weather equipment, my weather station, my HD cam, all that, my AeroLink sensor have gone offline. I still have a Tempest weather station as well as a Purple air quality sensor, and those are going to be online. And that's what I'll be using for weather equipment moving forward for the time being. if you've been grateful for the work that I did serving you over the years, you're welcome to purchase a copy of my PhD dissertation. You can shop on my patron shop. You can go to my Buy Me a Chicken Sandwich page. You can purchase or stream my Christmas album, or you can become a paid subscriber of my newsletter on Substack or Patreon, and all that is at parkernathan.com. So I want to thank all the customers I've had the privilege and honor of serving over the years that I worked for Davis Instruments and Earth Networks and AEM, and for the colleagues that I served alongside with over the years during my time there. I'm excited to see what the Lord has in store for me in the next chapter of my life, and I'm taking these next couple of weeks moving forward to pray and seek the Lord's will during this time of transition. And one door closed and see what new doors open up, and kind of get my tech gear as well prepared for it. And I just ask for everyone's prayers during this time, and allow the Lord to speak to me and show me what the next chapter is for my life. So I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of Parker's Podcast, and I look forward to recording another episode shortly.